King Charles and the Queen went with family to Westminster Abbey to support the Princess of Wales, who was hosting her together at Christmas service for the second year in a row. Kate and William, both 40, were joined by children Prince George, 9, and Princess Charlotte, 7, as well as the Countess of Wessex, 57, at the star-studded service, dedicated to the late Queen as well as all those no longer with us. Their message of peace, love and cheer was in sharp contrast to the revelations from Prince Harry and Meghan in the second part of the TV show yesterday. But it was business as usual for the royals, as controversy raged over claims that palace aides planted stories to discredit Harry and Meghan, and lied to shield William over accusations he bullied his brother out of the royal family. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace both refused to respond to the allegations made by Harry, who described the terrifying experience of listening to his brother screaming and shouting at him, and his father, he claimed, saying things that were untrue. They also declined to comment on Harry's claims that his grandmother the Queen had been ordered to say she was too busy to see him and Meghan in 2020. It is understood that Harry claims private secretaries advised the Queen, acting on behalf of Charles and William. In the face of such claims, and with his family more bitterly divided than ever, William read from his late grandmother's poignant Christmas speech of 2012. He read, "At Christmas, I am always struck by how the spirit of togetherness lies also at the heart of the Christmas story. This is the time of year when we remember that God sent His only Son to serve, not to be served. He restored love and service to the center of our lives in the person of Jesus Christ. It is my prayer this Christmas Day that His example and teaching will continue to bring people together to give the best of themselves in the service of others." The family also sang carols and held candles to help light the packed abbey. Alfie Boe and Mel C sang Silent Night while film star Dame Kristin Scott Thomas read, at the suggestion of the King, a piece entitled Refugee in a reference to the plight of displaced people across the globe, including Ukrainians. Actor Hugh Bonneville read from Paddington's Christmas Post and Craig David sang Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. The King and the Queen held audiences at Buckingham Palace and visited a new farm project in Harrow, northwest London earlier in the day. Analysis by Leo McKinstry, Daily Express columnist. The finale to the Netflix Mona Vaughn resoundingly confirmed what an unpleasant couple the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are. Through the long hours of sycophantic coverage in this documentary series, they emerge as a pair of manipulative, cowardly and grasping attention seekers whose spectacular vanity is matched by their hypocrisy. Full of self-importance but devoid of any sense of responsibility for the mayhem they have caused, they wallow in victimhood as they parade their invented grievances and make their insidious attacks on their relatives. Indeed, there now seem to be no depths that they will not plumb in their twin quests to boost their global celebrity status and to bring down the British monarchy. Even as they cling to their titles, they have become aggressive agents of Republican views, driven by antipathy to the crown that has an almost pathological air. Meghan shrieks that she was not just thrown to the wolves but was fed to them. Prince Harry openly portrays his elder brother as a bullying liar, whose shouting and screaming at the Sandringham summit in January 2020 supposedly helped drive the Sussexes out of the country. This was, we were told, Britain's loss, for with typical arrogance, Harry claims that he and Meghan were better at their jobs than other royals. Such self-regard also infuses their repulsive spirit of entitlement. Referring to their first married home at Windsor, Meghan bleats that Nottingham Cottage was so small, this from a woman who sees herself as the champion of equality and social justice. The duplicity and double standards come thick and fast. Slurs of racism against the royal family are repeated without a shred of evidence produced to back them up. They talk grandly about their time as working royals, whereas they ran away after less than 2 years of marriage. Nor does this gruesome twosome have a shred of empathy. Complaining that he had a hard time at the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, Harry says that I was probably never going to get genuine accountability or a genuine apology. But he and Meghan should be the ones apologising for the discord which cast such a shadow over the last years of the Queen and her husband. Yet the central hallmark of Harry and Meghan is their unremittingly tedious characters. They are made for each other because they share an unbridled narcissism. Endlessly fascinated with their own lives, they are two monomaniacs whom sane people would cross the street to avoid. On Netflix, Harry professed outrage when the Queen said she was too busy to see him on one of his visits. Perhaps Her Majesty just could not face more of his self-pitying diatribes. Many commentators argue that the royal family should respond vigorously to this dishonest assault. But instead they are just getting on with their jobs. Yesterday, the King welcomed the new ambassadors to Britain from Italy and Kazakhstan, before attending the carol concert organised by the Princess of Wales, the kind of schedule that the monarchy exists to fulfil. Though such duties were too prosaic for Meghan and Harry, they are the bedrock of royal service, strengthening the bond between crown and people. The late Queen's mantra was never complain, never explain. Harry and Meghan have fired both barrels and the only result has been a decline in their popularity while the crown looks as strong as ever.